Welcome to Win with Richardson and Richardson. What's important now? Success in business most often comes down to hard work, not by silver bullets and quick fixes. It's knowing where to focus that hard work that's key to winning. Join sales prospecting expert and 3-time seven-figure business founder Carrie Richardson and managing partner of R&R Consulting and former owner of Doberman Technologies, Ian Richardson, for radical honesty regarding strategic planning, accountability, and execution that will get you the systematic results you're working toward. Let's get into today's episode. Thought leader and your host, Carrie Richardson.
Hello and welcome to WIN. I'm your host, Ian Richardson from Richardson & Richardson Consulting, and today I'm joined by Nany Henriquez. Nancy, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thanks for being here today. Nancy is the VP of Sales and Marketing for Synetek Solutions, a Texas-based managed service provider that's been serving as an outsourced IT department for small and mid-sized businesses. In 2008, she co-founded her first IT business at the age of 22 after jumping into the industry right out of high school. 2016, she co-founded an award-winning cybersecurity and compliance-focused MSP, and she successfully sold that business into Synetek in 2021. She's a graduate of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Business Program. She's been selected as a champion for the C200 Advancing Women Grant, has been recognized for her DE&I advocacy in the IT channel, a top 100 women of the IT channel in 2021 and 22, a next-gen leader, and is on the board of several IT organizations. And speaking as a fellow insomniac, I know she doesn't sleep. She's the host of the Business Plus Tech Equals Success podcast, which aims to help business owners talk about IT and how it affects business long-term as well as in the day-to-day. It's available on all podcast platforms. We'll have a link in the description so that you can follow that. Find her on LinkedIn and Instagram. Nancy, how do you find time to sleep? We're going to start with that question.
That's an excellent question.
You don't?
Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay. I don't find time to sleep. As you can see, I'm trying to do one thing and being called for another. And so that is my life. But yeah, sleep is, I get it where I can, on planes.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Exactly. Hopefully I'm not driving.
That's the magic of Ambien for you, folks. So, on WIN, we always follow a format. What's important now is always about challenges, achievements, and opportunities. And the current challenge that you and the Synetek team are talking through is we've got a perfect storm. There's the oncoming recession, but that's combined with low employment, higher wages, inflation, and all the other joys of just running a successful business. Recruitment's that challenge. How are you guys standing out when you're trying to attract and retain talent?
That's an excellent question. And it's something that, like you said, everybody is having trouble with it. So I think everybody is trying to find creative ways of recruiting and keeping talent, right? And so some of the stuff that we've done is increasing vacation time to, like the standard now, which is, just no, what is it called? Unlimited vacation time, right? And so we're trying to compete in all of the normal ways. But one thing that we are promoting essentially to kind of stand out is the fact that we have multiple different companies. And so when we are recruiting talent, what we can offer people is there will not be stagnation when you work with us, because there's multiple different opportunities for you to work within a software company. If you get bored of being in the support side of things, you can, then venture into going into the software development if that's an interest. And so kind of cross training and trying to
Mhm.
promote different types of technical jobs is something that we're basically saying, hey, this is an opportunity if you work with us, because we do own multiple different technology companies, and so there's a cross pollination, if you will,
Yeah.
opportunities. And so that's something that we're doing on top of, all the normal things that everybody's trying. But it's definitely a difficult time when it comes to finding the right people for the right jobs at the right price.
Yeah, the right person, right seat conflict and challenge was always a constant battle in my old MSP. And I love the focus on strategy about not only vertical advancement but horizontal shifts. The being able to say, hey, I'm coming in and I'm interested in infrastructure support, and you could follow that traditional sysadmin role. Every MSP is focused on security operations, so they could kind of adjacent migrate over to the SecOps or the or whatever. But then because you have software, you can go into development, you could go into software support, you could go into training. And then you get that rare bird that comes in as a support engineer and maybe shifts into sales engineering or even into sales and account management, technical account management. That's such a great thing to have career pathing, because what's interesting, what I found is the younger generation, especially our generation and even younger, is coming in and they care about a paycheck. Everyone does, but they
Right.
want it. They want more. They want impact. They want legacy. They want to see a path to where they're able to grow, and
Right.
that's
Right. And
such a cool focus.
I think so. And like you were saying, especially when it comes to the younger generations, it's not just about the paycheck. It is about what kind of impact can they have within the organization? Like, how are they affecting the organization within itself? And if we truly address that, I think that we can actually get back to the era of longevity within a career. And that hasn't happened. With our generation. Again, I feel like most of us kind of skip different places because we can't find a place that offers us everything that we want in the time frame that we want it. And so if we have organizations like that providing those career paths where you can move along and or skip to a different point in time within the same organization, then you build some of that loyalty while also filling that gap for millennials and now Gen Zers that are getting into the workforce.
Yeah. One aside that I have is that what do we do after Gen Z? Are we going to like double A? I don't know. Well, we'll have to see what drops out there.
Yeah, exactly. The
Thinking
A's.
about achievement on strategy and stuff like that, there's a pretty big achievement in Synetek's recent history. The MSP 501, which that is probably the premier listing, the gold standard, so to speak, of peer review and industry recognition of accomplished, came out. And for those of you who aren't familiar, the MSP 501's a global listing of the best service providers as selected by service providers in the space. And on that worldwide ranking, when there's tens of thousands of us out there, Synetek was pretty high on that list. You guys made what, number 13?
Yeah, number 13. And it's Synetek.
Synetek. I'm sorry, Synetek. I mispronounce it every time. We just talked about that on our prep call. Synetek. My bad.
Synetek, yeah.
Synetek. We'll edit it out in post, except we won't. We don't edit on WIN.
It's all good. But yeah, number 13 on that list, and it is amazing. For me personally, I had when I owned my MSP, that was a number I was trying to get to, and the last time that we were on it, right before we sold, we had landed in number 19. So I think it was 19. I might be lying. Don't check me. because I like being in the top 20. How about that? So it was a number that we were trying to get to, and I feel like lucky 13. It's a great spot to be in. So yeah, it's been awesome to kind of share that news with our team as a whole, and then also with clients and prospects. So that's something that we're also using to say, hey, look at us. We're number 13 in the world. You can't get here without being great.
Yeah, that peer recognition is such a key piece, and it changes the conversation. In my old MSP, we were a healthcare specific MSP, and we had been recognized on a peer recognition list for years in a row around our focus in healthcare. And that just changed the conversation when you're sitting down with a doctor or a dentist or an optometrist, whoever, a surgery center, and you say, look, we understand X, Y, Z, but it's not just me saying that I understand. Here's a stack of awards that we've won year over year over year for our focus and excellence in your field. So
exactly,
you create that having an outside source. It's just like the glowing reference, but nobody has time to do references these days. So it's like a pre-canned reference that you walk into saying, look, it's not just me, it's other IT providers, other people in my field say I got it dialed in.
Yeah. Oh
so.
yeah, exactly. It's something that's great to utilize and something that can be trusted. It's almost like the Forbes list. You know what I mean? It's recognizable, and it's something that prospects and clients can see and say, that's great, and have trust that you have their best interest in mind and that you're able to follow through because of the fact that even your peers are recognizing that. So that's great.
Now, have you found when you guys are having those recruitment conversations that can be a differentiator? I've yet to see a hire not have multiple offers at the same time. Are you seeing that's a standout too?
That's a good question. I don't think I have used that yet, but maybe that's an opportunity.
Hey, speaking of opportunity, look at that. Nancy's a podcast pro here, so she just stitched me into my next segment. Speaking of opportunities, we had a really robust discussion, and I as a opportunity oriented individual, this one really gets me excited. That you guys have a pretty good vertical hold. You've got a strong client base in the commercial laundry segment. Can you talk to us about that? You guys are going deeper and wider into that segment. How did you guys recognize that, hey, we've got a vertical strength here, there's some opportunity? What were some of the strategic conversations you had internally without giving away the farm, that bubbled that up to the surface?
I love that saying, without giving away the farm, but you'll take the cow.
That's right. I'll steal the cow.
So our CEO, Myron Herrera, he was in the commercial laundry industry before he started the company. And he worked as a systems administrator, and I think beyond that, then moved up to the CIO of a large commercial laundry. And so when he started Synetek, that naturally was a segment that came with him. And so over the years, not just Myron, but also the rest of our team developed expertise within the industry itself and working with their specific systems and their specific equipment and the specific software that is for the laundry industry. And so it was a natural fit within that. And we've found that right now there's almost a perfect storm when it comes to this industry. And so we have taken the expertise that we have gained over the years and built a platform, let's say, a service platform for them. And so that's something that we're able to take now and say, we have the experience, the expertise, and now a platform that serves the industry the way that the industry needs at the moment, and widen our what's the word I'm looking for? I'm like trying to hug
The
people
footprint.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Widen our footprint within the industry itself. And so it's curious because everybody says commercial laundry. I had never really thought about that. And it is an industry that is necessary, and you see it everywhere, but it's unheard of because all is that your bed sheets in a hotel get clean, the bed sheets within a hospital and uniforms get clean, and we don't think about how that's done. And so it's a pretty interesting industry, and I actually am growing to love it myself. So it's quite fun and a great opportunity for us.
So, like diving a little deeper on that, this is I'm a big fan of like either greenfield, brownfield. The popular one in the IT space is that red ocean, blue ocean.
Yep.
And you talk about managed IT, that's like the definition of a red ocean space. You go down a block and you'll see 10 different folks saying, "Oh yeah, we're an MSP," and that's an unregulated term for those of you out there. So if you want to form an MSP, just go start an LLC and you're good to go. But would you say that you guys are going after almost a blue ocean opportunity here, that this is an underserved thing? It's probably ignored by your typical MSP because they're all fighting over doctors, lawyers, manufacturers, what have you. Is this a space where you might walk in and you're kind of like you're owning the space?
I would say, yeah, pretty much. There are other MSPs that are serving the community, but I would say that what makes us different is that we have the experience and the expertise within the laundry space as it is. And so we've worked very closely with some of the software companies. We've built custom applications for specific pieces within their back office spaces that the software doesn't fill. And so it's basically utilizing everything that we have learned over the years and making the most out of it within this industry.
So for those of you listening out there, there's the opportunity. Think about those industries, maybe waste management, maybe water treatment in municipalities. Think about those industries that aren't the common MSP target, and maybe that's your next opportunity. Find a way to go wide and deep into somewhere where no one else is paying attention. So Nancy, how can people get a hold of you? They can find you on LinkedIn. They can listen to your podcast. They can go to a website. Throw it out there. Throw out some contact info for us.
Yeah, awesome. So LinkedIn, under Nany Henriquez. The podcast is Business Plus Tech Equals Success, and that's available on all platforms, like you had said. Interestingly enough, the latest episode is actually from a family-owned laundry company, and so that one is a fun listen. The guys are phenomenal. So you can also find me on Instagram and LinkedIn. I said that already. So yeah, I'm easily findable. Just Google me.
Just Google her. Well, so if you're interested in more information about Richardson & Richardson, you can find us online at r&r.consulting. You can listen to previous episodes of the podcast, download white papers, view the blog, case studies, webinars, etc. There's a bunch of stuff. I'm Ian Richardson, and until next time, take it easy.
You've been listening to WIN with Richardson & Richardson. What's important now? We're so glad you've joined us and know you're one step closer to winning big in your business too. We'd love to connect with you outside of the show. If you have any questions or comments, please reach out to connect@rnr.consulting. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast so you'll easily know when new episodes are available. Until next time, you can win, and we're here to help.